and we're showing this new ecosystem that we just launched. And this ecosystem is basically a two-part solution. So on the one side we have the hardware, and then what I'm going to show you in a little bit is the software platform that backs it up and runs everything and gives you a lot of very useful tools. So let's start with the hardware real quick. The whole concept behind the STEM ecosystem is that we give you 5 pieces that you can mix and match. I like to look at them as Lego pieces. And by giving you these pieces, you can actually customize every single room for whatever solution that you need. Whether it's a breakout room or a huddle room where you'll just want to put one device, or a large training room or boardroom where you might want to bring in 12 audio devices. So what you see now is the actual products. The audio side of things are a 15 microphone beamforming array, which we call the wall unit, which is what you're currently seeing. And after this unit, you'll see our 100 microphone ceiling array. And this array can be either placed in a 2x2 ceiling tile and dropped into acoustic ceilings, or you can actually hang it like a chandelier in case you have exposed ceilings to add to the aesthetics and the flexibility of how you install these rooms. After that, we have the table unit, which you got a glimpse of, but you can see right now. It's a 9 microphone beamforming array and a speaker pointing downwards. And then the 2 final pieces are the hub, which brings everything together and is only necessary if you have multiple units in a room. And finally, the controller, which is our proprietary controller. You do not need this controller to access our platform. You can do it on an iOS, Android, Windows device, or even log in through HTML through your web browser. So let's slide over here and check out the actual platform. So we're showing multiple things. This is what the platform looks like, and there's many powerful tools here. I'll try to go through these tools quickly just to give you an idea, but I recommend that you get access to this platform yourself and play around with it and see how intuitive and simple it is. So first of all, one of the problems that we want to solve is the difficulty of speccing a room when you've never done one before. So you can actually go into our room design, and what this allows you, and I'll just do something super simple, it allows you to draw out a room and then basically place furniture in that room. And you can change the shape and size of your furniture. And let's add some seating areas as well. We'll place that over here. I'm going to move the sofa and rotate a little bit. So you can just draw out an arbitrary room or whatever room you have. And then you can drop in products into that room and see what the coverage for those products would be. So in this case, whatever is in the dark, we anticipate to be great audio pickup, regardless of the acoustics of the room. Whatever's in the light depends on the acoustics of the room. But the main point of this is that I can mix and match products and kind of get an idea of what I need to order. So that's the room design. After the room design, I want to show you the simplicity of installation. Each one of our products is basically just a networkable product. So it has an Ethernet jack. You bring that product into the room, and after you bring that product into the room, you just plug it into your network, and that's both data and power. So there's no difficult wiring or installation or high voltage. After you did that, you just go into the ecosystem, you click Add Room, you name your room. In this case, I'll just call it J. And then you bring in the devices into that room. So let's say it was 2 ceiling arrays and a wall unit. And that's that. Once I did that, these products now know that they work as a unison device, and we have audio pickup in a room with 3 different audio devices in it. We have a lot of other options here. For instance, you can draw out your room like I did in the room design, or if you already did it and you saved it, I can bring it up from a template. And then I have the room. I can drop my products in that room. So I'll do that really quickly. And then let's add these 2 ceiling devices over here. And let's say this is the actual room I designed. Now, once this room is designed, another cool feature about it is what we call the Room Adapt. When I click on Room Adapt, what actually happens in the room is that all the devices play this chirping sound, and they learn the acoustics of the room. Once they do that, and they pick up the different reverberation issues and whatever they need to adjust themselves for, each device will separately readjust its microphone and speaker sensitivities, and it will work not just optimally for that room, but for where you placed the product in the room, whether it was next to an AC vent or very reverberant or reflective surface. The next cool feature is what we call Room Check. So After I did the installation, imagine that I physically walk into the room with a controller. I'm going to click on Edit Layout. I'm now going to go and stand right here at the head of the table. I will tell the app where I'm at, so I'll drop this person, and I'll go stand at the head of the table, and then I'll press test, and I'll start talking. 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. And the app will actually, based on the real audio pickup of my voice in that room, will give me a grade, green, yellow, or red, on how good and how great the clarity of my voice was. I can then walk to the other corner of the table and run the test again, and again I will get feedback on what the clarity of the voice is. If I go out, I'll show you what it looks like for a room that we already did it for. So let's jump into training room C. So you can actually see a room that we did the audio check-in, and we see what areas the audio pickup is great, and then we have in the corners here some yellow and some red, so I know the audio pickup is not so good over there, but in this case, since we're not planning for anybody to be standing there, we don't care about that. What we could do if we did, we could install more devices here and move it around to make sure that we cover the full room. So that's the audio check. It actually gives you an objective way to know for sure that you installed your audio properly. We're almost done. Another cool feature is management aspect. I can look at all the rooms in my organization. If a room shows me a green tile, it means that everything is great and running. If the tile shows me red, then I know that there's an issue in that room. Notice that I also have some rooms that have some blinking blue lights. That means that the rooms are being used right now. So I know as the IT manager that I shouldn't mess around with that room because somebody is using it. But let's jump into training room C because there's apparently an issue in there. I'll go into the room and I see that I have a problematic device. One of the ceiling devices there is showing me red. Let's go into that device, and I can see all the information about this device, and I can click the diagnose button, which actually run a quick analysis, and it will give me some feedback on what the problem is. In this case, it's telling me that the product lost connection. It's either a router issue or maybe somebody unplugged it. I might have to go into the room and actually plug it in, but at least I know what's happening, and I know to go address it before anybody else complains about it. If I'm already on that topic, I want to show you our stats. So we have a stats area where I can get usage logs. It has a breakdown of video conferencing versus audio conferencing for each room. I have uptimes and downtimes for the different rooms and devices, so I can look to see if I have problematic devices. I have error logs. Anytime something happens or a product goes down, it's going to pop into the error log. And I'm also going to get a push notification, so I will know before anybody else knows. And then obviously our test logs. This is maybe a good and important place to mention that this is all available through an API, and you can tie it into whatever software management system you use in your organization. The final thing I want to show you is, and this is maybe one of the most important parts, is that ultimately we can give you all these great tools, but if the solution is complicated and you have to retrain your whole organization to use it, then we really didn't do much here. So once you're done with the installation, you can actually just turn this into a controller. First time you punch in, you'll have to log in, but we have Zoom logged in already, and this turns into a Zoom room now. I can actually lock it up with a password so nobody exits and plays around with things. And even I have a secret gesture that can make our little bar disappear. In this case, it's a double tap with 4 fingers. And now, as far as the end user is concerned, this is just a video conferencing controller, and that's it. So let's open that up, unlock it. And now again, I have access to the ecosystem itself, and I can play around with things. So that's it. That's the STEM ecosystem. It's very simple, very straightforward, yet very powerful. It allows you to customize any kind of room you have in your organization. It also allows you to standardize. So you can use the same solution for a breakout room or huddle room as you're using in a large training room or boardroom. And again, every room is going to have the optimal audio for the lowest cost and the easiest installation. I hope you check us out, www.stemaudio.com. We'll be starting to sell these products in Q1 of 2020, so keep updated with us, and we'd love to see you. Thank you.